I think these words are just written out to clue us into the two drawers as being AM, PM. But how do you signify the sides? I guess I should be clear. Let's see. So the sun is obviously in the sun. Digital clock. Box clock. And then the other clocks are at night. So that's how they're laid out in the environment. And yeah, ugly, duh, and then ling are split between sun and night. Alright, I officially checked the thing that I was talking about earlier. The room's also split between night and day really explicitly here, huh? I was going by the sun, but it's literally like, here's the dark half of the room and here's the light half of the room. Like, it affects the actual floor and everything. Is it time to leave and come back later and see if I can think of the collection later? It's a bit like last time where I solved the room as far as I can tell. But I can't connect how the solution I've come up with so far turns into an answer. Star. Oh, it's a yellow star and a green thing. That's worth noting. I'm gonna move on and hope that when I come back later, I just kind of recognize something. All right, I believe this is the only remaining green door, which is the other key I have. Did I pick up another key? Purple key. I have a purple key too. Okay. The game room. Bum-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. What are your answers? The game room. There's a yellow bell. I guess a golden bell in a yellow frame. So add that to the list. That's definitely a thing. Okay. Those darts are scoring something. Wins! Because it's a game room. There's a go for it, connect 4. A tic-tac-toe board. Which could be a callback to the stuff from before. A hangman. There's a lot going on here. 3 letters in, 3 letters out. A checkers board that's gonna win by... like, red wins. Does red always win? Red is 1 move from winning here. It's not clear which team is red here. X's are about to win here. I guess the guy who made the answer is about to win here, because there's only 1 limb left on the hangman. So all 4 of these boards are 1 move from winning. And there's 4 on a table, left to right. It's oriented because on this side I can't read the hangman table. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the code. Like, you could probably directly correlate those two to each other, right? Go ahead and full screen again. I'm not currently writing anything. Hey, buddies. What's your deal? I don't know shit about darts. Trivial chase. Somebody's rodent trap. Game with half the pieces missing. Thumbs down. Playing cards. Chalkboards, war boats. Checkers. Wow, which one of these do you think our trademarked works? What's up with the bark? It's moving and shit. There's been a few of those. That might just be the fuzziness of the art style, but it's weird. 4 in a row. Bouveretta? Money play. I don't get that one. Okay. I think I can open a purple door and an orange door now. I've got a fair number of these keys left over. I don't like this notification system from Dreams, but it'll be gone soon. At least this specific one, because it's really hard to beat your personal best on completionism. once you've finished one game ever. That's it. That's the end. You've completed a game. One of them's over here. Because he's gonna play his red piece, right? I think this one just means the bottom right corner is the answer. So probably whatever letter goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in fifth from the left. Does that mean something? Beep, beep, beep. Isn't that just O again? If the 3 landing spots are Braille? Maybe. Wino is the answer. I don't have... Oh, I guess it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G... A, B, C, D, E... A, B, C, D, E, F, G... I don't know why counting it out on a grid is making me lose my place. So it's just not use the controller. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. A, B, C, D, E, F, D, E, F, H, G. This is... it's stupid, but I'm just gonna give up and check. Trying to count and do letters at the same time for some reason keeps making me second guess whether or not I remember where I left where I am. I'm not gonna risk fucking that's I. Okay. I believe I said that a second ago too. It was just tripping me to try to proceed down both lists at the same time. Like the letter list and the number list essentially. Like I was like, no, okay, so it's I, it's already there. RNVHM. Arm is what's missing on the thing. Tattoo. Tattoo. Because it has to be one move from winning, right? So it's got to be one letter. T I something O. What the hell could this mean, though? Connect 4. 5 from the left. Or something. Let's review the code book. Which is unfortunately always downstairs. Not sure what to do with Romeo yet, but it's not in a room. I'm thinking there must be a puzzle that's not in a room. I went every wrong direction at the same time. That doesn't even make sense. What are all the different code systems? So 5 is F, if that's what it means. I've already got one of those. Got one of those. God, it's so... They're winning diagonally, right? So it could be F, because it's 5 from the left. Or it could be flags? What are the shape of the red parts of the screen? Let's see. T-I-F-O. Doesn't make any sense. Tifo, Tino, Timo, Tico, Tiso. There's a lot of letters that could be there. I don't think it's flag shaped. Tayo. When the red piece is put there, it's gonna look like a Y. I don't think it's gonna be flags. Tico, Tygo. What letters remain? And is this part of the puzzle? Because, like, this is still here. I haven't done this one yet. But if red's always winning over here... These are blue darts. Are they on the board because red already won and therefore removed their darts? Giving me no information for a puzzle, really? What is Boveretta? What does that one mean? Like everything else here, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what those ones are. What's Boveretta? So one of these games here? These two wouldn't have a board. Checkers and Connect 4 are both here. Checkers and 4 in a row. Money plays Monopoly, Warboats is Battleships, Rodent Trap is Mousetrap? Is it Rat Trap? Mousetrap? Mousetrap, right? The fucking Rube Goldberg machine game. Game with half the pieces missing is probably Risked. Or any game, really. Trivial Pursuit. Okay, yeah, the red... They are here, actually. It is that idea. Is this Morse? Short, long, short, long? That seems kind of silly, but it's a short one and a long one, a short one and a long one. I don't have a lot of ideas right now for this puzzle. Do these two chessboards play into it? I wish I could walk around with this book. This is kind of important. I don't think short, long exists. But I said that last time and then found it, so... Don't know what to make of weird details like that stripe. Maybe it'll matter later? Let's give this one some time. Purple? The bedroom, the basement, error. Room not found. That's a good sign. Anyway, there's a maze in here, apparently. And VHS distortions? Error. Room malfunction detected. Prepend? Prepeno? Error recorded. Panel reboot failed. Unable to load file prefix. Prepend. File prefix. Is this the end game? The maze is just a spiral. That wire does look like it's going in that room. Well, could have used the purple key here, then I could have gotten a puzzle room. That might still be a thing. You can open up this one. The map room. Let's see. Study. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong screen again. There we go. That'll give us something to go on. Alright, what are the basics? Oh, hello. What? Bugs are freaking out a bit. It's kind of terrifying. Bug collection. Uppercase, lowercase. Don't like that. The fuck? Okay. That's interesting. Wrong screen again. I'm such a jackass. Okay. black shell. How consistent I am. Alright, don't know what else I'm going to do with the screen though, so let's go ahead and go back to full screen for us. A H N A H H H. Is that an S or an A? There's like 3 obvious letters and one. What is that letter? There's a little model plane. Ooh. One of these statues is missing an eye. What does that mean? Many a book. My Journey by Sir Reginald Goodweather. It is good to have an end to journey towards, but it is the journey that matters in the end. Ursula K. Le Guin. Departure. My journey began as we emerged from the fresh, crisp air of the South Sea Cove. Highlighted C. Is it going to do that more times? It's the underline the first letter in Cove. We set sail east, arriving at the imposing lighthouse that marked our first stop. Here we retrieved a wizened old fisherman, our guide for the trek. We continued north until we reached our first landmark, a small, seemingly unpopulated island with no features of note. I conferred briefly with our guide, and the decision was made not to land. Instead, we turned and sailed directly east towards the main continent. The crew partook in fresh nuts and quaffed most of the remaining ale, leaving behind just enough for the skeleton crew who would remain with the ship. Reaching the shore ahead of schedule, we made camp for the night. After a supper of savory fish stew prepared by our guide, he spoke in whispered tones of ancient ruins, never before seen by outsiders. In the thick of it, hungry with purpose, but not for food, because they've been eating for most of the story so far, we pointed north and entered the jungle at first light. The journey was arduous. We hacked our way through the brush until blades were blunt. When finally we came to a clearing, we made camp. The next day we rose with the sun, and our eyes were drawn in a large rock formation directly west of the clearing. We climbed up to get our bearings. We spotted some ruins beyond the jungle and headed north straight away. The terrain was nigh impassable, and it was many hours after sunset when we burst into the open clearing. Spent, we collapsed into a star-filled sky. At sunrise, we could make out a small village on the horizon to the east. We walked towards the village with great anticipation, but as we approached, it became obvious that this was no longer a living place. Our discouragement was soon forgotten as we pressed north towards a ruined chapel. The site was untouched, and it was marvelous. Eventually, we stumbled onto a hidden painting. It depicted a grand temple atop a mountain, with a river snaking towards it. River Wild. Our guide seemed positively exhilarated by the discovery. The river, he said, was only a day so distant. The following day, we marched east with enthusiasm. Terrain was forgiving, and we reached the river before sunset. The following morning, we surveyed the river and discussed our plans over the roaring sound of its rapids. Equipment in excess of our immediate needs was abandoned, and we hastily set off south of the river. Eventually, the river's course swung sharply west, then south, and back east. As we endured a series of careening turns around imposing rocky outcrops, it took all of our fortitude to keep the rafts afloat. Finally, the course settled, and regained its southbound flow as the mountain came into view. A final bend in the river sent us east, where we made land just before the river's mouth opened wide and spread into uncharted jungle. Hastily, we left our rafts and supplies on the beach and moved south, silent in awe as we ascended the steps towards the temple. We entered the temple with a great excitement at what we might discover. I distinctly remember the light of the outside world fading away as the dark interior enveloped us. What happened next remains a mystery to this day. One moment we were entering, the next we were waking up on the coast near where we first arrived. I have thought much about my journey and what may lay inside the temple, but I cannot penetrate the haze in my mind. I do not know if I shall ever return to that place. I feel this may be a mystery that will haunt me until the end of my days. Sun, mountains. Is this thing interactive? Northeast, southwest. I don't see a way to interact with it directly, so I'm kind of thinking we need to, like, draw it, maybe? It's time to whip out the image editing software? A time-worn tradition? Or I flip these two switches. Forgot about this. Sup? And then there's bugs. Freaking out, mostly. Okay. We have context for this shit, don't we? Maze. Bird. Bug collection. Mail. Letters. That's probably important. Okay. Yeah. The bird painting glitches out, and this glitches out, and that mail glitches out, and now we've been in a glitchy area. So those are probably related somehow. So my go-to idea is that if I take a screenshot of this map and I follow the instructions as given by that story, then it'll draw letters, maybe? In particular, the way that this river follows such a specific pattern, I'm like, I bet if I drew on that, it would give me stuff. So I'm gonna do a little prep work. I'm gonna reread the story, write down the directions from it, and then I'm going to open up GIMP and screenshot this, and we'll see if on camera following those directions leads to something happening or not. But BRB. Okie dokie, guys. I wrote down as best as I could what I saw in the instructions, and I took a picture of the map, and sure, let's do this. Blah, 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 blah. It's pretty big. It's a little too big. It's a new install, so a lot of my programs are suddenly up to date, and I'm like, no, because now I don't know how to use some of them, which is annoying. I have not updated GIMP in a long time, as it turns out, and it's all different now, and these icons are smaller and look different, and I can't find some of the ones that I was looking for. Like, I wanted to warp this to make it fit the frame, but the picture I'm used to looking for doesn't look like it's there. I'll deal with that later. It's not a now time. All right, so as it says, oops. Let's see. There we go. There's the full screen. I just noticed that I was the zoomed in perspective I was using for the other notes screen. There we go. Now you guys can see what I'm actually looking at. So start at the cove. I'm just going to say that's the boat. Yeah. So go east to the lighthouse. Bidip-bidip-bidip. north to the island. Oh, I should have made a new layer. There's the okay. It all looks so different now. All right, so north to island. East to continent. North through jungle to a clearing. Ooh. Ambiguity. Let's see, next is going to be west to a rock formation. Okay, so that one. Just gonna go west to a rock formation. North to some ruins? Or into the clearing towards the ruins? East to this village. North to a chapel. East to a river. And then the river goes south. And then west. And then south. And then east. And then south. And then east. To the mouth of the river, apparently. And then we go south to a temple up its stairs. And then we apparently go back to where we began. If we take it that way, which isn't a straight line, but whatever. I don't know what to do with this. You know what this is? Not... I thought we might spell 3 letters. This is kind of an S. Or a 5. But nothing else, really. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would look like the letters we needed. What does it even look like? Well, I'm not massively sure what I just accomplished. Is there a way to interact with this thing or not? Because it didn't give me the answers I was hoping for, which all the more makes me think I must be able to, like, tell it where to go or something? That turns the grid on and off. Oh, wait. Those are D-pads, right? I don't know. Maybe the inputs that I had to do on this grid become the answer? Can I count them at this scale? Let's make it really big again. So... Oh, 3. Let's see. Get rid of the capture. There we go. So... VMAC, yeah, obviously. Confirm? Let's see. Let's restart because I might have screwed it up. Let's try to be very careful here. Okay, so start at C. Apex. Okay. Same thing again, but this time it worked, so I didn't make whatever. Damn it. I just tried. Yeah, I keep trying to drag stuff on the wrong screen. God. Yeah. Put you over here for now. Okay, Apex. Good.
It's working. I don't know how, but it's working. Each time you solve a panel, I can feel a piece of my mind returning, taking form. The fog is slowly lifting. I can remember now that I made this island to assist people, to help them. But why am I here? What went wrong? Why does everything feel familiar and completely new at the same time? I don't know. Either way, data breach detected. Apologies for the interruption. An outside force seems to have invaded this partition. Please ignore and continue the simulation.
That was a fun series of discoveries. Part of me was like, oh man, maybe the drawing looks like something? Like, I don't know what to do now. And then okay, it is supposed to be a real fireplace. For a second there, I thought they had a simulated fireplace in this game. I'm like, how did you make a fireplace screen? Okay, so it's Apex. That was a good point. So they're definitely the biggest... There's two really big clues that helped me figure out at the end. One, there was a D-pad in the compass rose, which is a really fun detail. And then I thought about how the C was underlined at the beginning, and I was like, oh. At the time I was like, oh, this is... When I was first reading it, I was expecting some kind of clue throughout the thing about what each letter was. But then I thought back, and I'm like, that never came up again. I'm like, oh, it's probably making sure you underline C and then follow these directions. So you just input the grid that I mapped out, which I apparently mapped out perfectly because it just worked. And yeah, just press those directions that many times. When the first result was bad, I was a little worried that we were going to find out that my look-in version was fucking it up. So I was going to, like, maybe have to look it up, maybe have to turn it off next, but no. No, it worked out. So there we go. GG. What's up with you? Are you a chess piece? Do you look like a queen or something? I'm not sure. Yeah, that was a neat one. A good. I think what I'm most happy about is the fact that this map puzzle is just. It's at this point it's becoming another Elder puzzle, like the Towers of Hanoi, or the buckets with water in them and lights out. So I was disappointed to see this map come up again because I've seen this map as so many puzzles so many times. But the fact that all of the inputs you do on the map were actually a combination lock that would just lead to you accidentally spelling the answer basically by just following the instructions, that is a cool riff on that I don't think I've seen before. But I'm wrong a lot, so who the fuck knows?